We'll come to the decisions that the board took, and we'll announce that. But before then, before we call on the chairman of the VGMA board, Amantiba, to read out to us the decisions of the board. There are some conditions that are attached to the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, and in a statement, if you recall, that was released by CHArTER after the event, referenced that. So we need for everybody to know what these terms and conditions are, which musicians, once they sign on to the VGMA, are supposed to stick by. We'll call on Marco Krekumante to let us know what these terms and conditions are.
Good morning. I just want to show the document to you. This is how it looks like if you take an entry and you're filling. I think it's a 3-sheet document or 4-3. So you would find terms and conditions. And so I read. The Vodafone Ghana Music Awards scheme is not mandated to give cash or any other incentive to artists beyond the plug. Where any such incentive is given, it will be given only to artists that attend the event and pick up their awards themselves. Do I continue or I start? Because of the microphones getting close. I should start. Continue. Okay. So I start. The Vodafone Ghana Music Awards is not mandated to give cash or any other incentive to artists beyond the plug. Where any such incentive is given, it will be given only to artists that attend the event and pick up their awards themselves. The VGMA board has the right to dismiss, disqualify, or bar any artist who abuses the scheme. The board or any of its members or the organizing body, with or without any just cause or put the brand into any kind of disrepute. Charterhouse Ghana runs an open door policy where all grievances can be channeled and resolved without any such invectives being held. I think it is that simple, straightforward. So we can move on from now. Thank you.
So now, all right, so now to the meat of why we're here, and we'll call on the chairman of the VGMA board, Mr. Amantiba, to mention that to us.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Due to another very pressing engagement, I'll have to just briefly read so that the details will be offered by Mr. Francis Doku, because I should have left about an hour ago. Thank you. We decided at a board meeting last Tuesday that there is no reason why we should let these two gentlemen hold us back in our development of music. So just so that I don't run into trouble, I'm just going to read what the board's decision. Furthermore, the two remaining awards announced on that night, unannounced at that night, sorry, that is most popular song of the year and the artist of the year, have for the 20th edition of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards been nullified. The board of the VGMA is thankful to all stakeholders who helped to arrive at this aforementioned decision. Thank you very much. And I think that I'll let Mr. Francis Doku give you the details, and I apologize profusely for leaving you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The details of what the Chairman read really are the details. One, the three decisions that were made by the board in consultation with other stakeholders. And those are the decisions that I mentioned. One is the breakdown of both parties, two is the stripping of the awards. And the third one is that for the 20th edition of the VGMA, unfortunately, we do not have a Song of the Year nor Artist of the Year, which maybe by interpretation would mean that everyone still reigns.
Okay. So just to speak to the decision that our chairman announced, the decision has nothing to do with them as artists. If, for example, if CHArTER is producing an event and the client wants them, we will book them and we will work with them as artists. But the decisions that have been taken are pertaining to the scheme, which is the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. So that is not to say that we have severed all relationships with them as a company. Now, what's the way forward? I think I said a bit of that in my statement earlier. So what we are looking at actually is a punishment and a reform process, because we are looking at the greater good of the industry and just want this punishment to serve as a warning to other practitioners. As musicians, you have a lot of influence for the youth watching you and following you, as well as other aspiring musicians. And they need to know that there are repercussions for bad behavior every which way. As to the magnitude of the crime, I've seen on social media so many people are talking about this person did that, so this person should suffer more than the other. We are not a court of law to judge that, so we've left that to the court to determine what punishment to give them on that side. But what we have done is just to put sanctions on them regarding the scheme.